All right, I think we're going to get started, even though, well, no, we're not a super mini group. Thank you to everybody who's not from R&M for coming. It's really nice.
And to R&M.
And thank you, R&M, for showing up in full force. I might be kind of squinting at you because I've left my glasses somewhere in the organization, so I can't see super well right now. It'll be fine, but just if I'm kind of staring at you, that's fine. They might be on the fourth floor. So, can you just advance to the objective slide? So basically, Donna and Hong Mei and I were talking about BCC DALIs, and as everybody knows, I mean, I'm sure that's why many of you are here, there's a great deal of confusion around BCC DALIs. So really, first and foremost, we want to explain what the BCC DALI does measure, and maybe as importantly, what it does not measure. I think there's a lot of misunderstanding about the things that it should be capturing, and which it doesn't capture, and I think therefore people feel frustrated with the metric, thinking that it covers more than it does. Secondly, we wanted to, Donna's going to walk everybody through a few case studies to help you understand some of the programmatic and contextual factors that contribute to situations where you can perhaps avert a great deal of BCC DALIs, or the things that might limit you in how many DALIs you can avert with your program. And then lastly, and this is sort of a hope, that everybody will get a bit engaged in the conversation around the next strategic plan. We've got some next generation metrics to talk about, and the conversation has certainly already started. Probably everybody saw the email from David Reen that came up recently telling you about ways you can get involved, and we're really hoping that people are going to be well-informed participants, and we're hoping to contribute to that conversation. So, can you just go to the next slide? Oh God, I totally can't see this. Okay. Well, I can see it, the spider web, but I just can't see all the writing. I better stand up, sorry. It was supposed to be all equal with all of us sitting down together, but I just have to stand up here briefly. So, probably some of you haven't seen it. This is the latest spider graph for the end of 2010. And, you know, mostly it's looking pretty good. The green line shows our baseline. The idea is that we work our way to the outside of the spider graph, so all the things that are close to the outside are hitting our targets, and the stuff that's on the inside, not so much. And as you can see, probably the most outstanding item on the spider graph is this thing called BCC integration, which doesn't look like it's moved very much from the baseline a few years ago. It actually has moved a little bit, but it hasn't moved as much as we had hoped. Does anybody here know what the corporate target was for BCC DALIs averted?
10 million.
10%? Or how many million? 2 million. 2 million, exactly. We had hoped to avert 2 million DALIs, 2 million BCC DALIs. We'd hoped that 10% of our health impact would come from what we're calling BCC DALIs. And what does this tell you? What do you think when you look at this? Like, what message is this sending you, or what do you think this means? And you really have to wave your arms so I can see that you're gesturing. This is horrible. Tally.
Well, didn't we get started late with the actual definition of DALIs for BCC and the
I don't know.
calculation of it?
I actually don't know the answer to that.
What, didn't we? Oops, sorry.
Maybe.
Are you phoning a friend?
I think do we have somebody on the line?
No, that's my cell phone.
No, I heard it.
Oh, okay. There was also a sound on here.
Yeah.
We were hoping that a few people might be calling in, and I think possibly.
Oh, there is someone.
Hi. Is that Eveline? Oh, welcome, Eveline. I'm so glad that you were able to call in. We're just getting started, so you really haven't missed much.
Okay, thank you. That is welcome. Could I take the PowerPoint presentation? Could I have?
It might be, unfortunately, it might be a little bit late to send it to you. I thought I sent it out, but your name might not have been on that distribution that just went out. If it did not, I'm sorry, but we'll send it to you afterwards. Nanette?
We overestimated. The 2 million was drawn
Okay.
out of a hat.
So we overestimated the number of DALIs, BCC DALIs that
Target.
we could avert. It wasn't an evidence-based target. Any other thoughts?
Well, I mean, if you're just looking at this and you know nothing about the background, you would say we're not good at BCC, right?
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
might. I mean, that would
that
be a
we're just not
reasonable.
successful.
Yeah,
right?
that would be a
We've
reasonable.
moved on everything else, No, I'm not.
Yeah. So we're a social marketing organization and we appear to stink at behavior change communications. That's really a sad message.
Is maybe part of it too that it's hard to measure
It
the
is hard
impact?
to measure. Behavior change is hard to measure.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's another factor. Any others? Well, the intent was not to sort of provide you with all of the answers. I mean, I think we're going to have more of a discussion as we move on in the session. I think that it's fair to say that looking at this, you could interpret this to mean that PSI is not very good at BCC, at behavior change communications. And that would be an unfortunate conclusion. And so I'm going to hand it over to Hong Mei now to talk a little bit about what the BCC DALI is. And you will be helping her with that.
You may or may not have heard many different categories of BCC when people are talking about BCC that is at PSI, such as HIV, BCC that HIV that is malaria that is. Those are a set of categories of DALIs. Here, I'm putting on the board another set of categories of DALIs. So you will see we have product DALIs, BCC DALIs, and service DALIs. Those may be the terms you have already heard about, but may not understand them well.